What do Centurion, Toys, and gateguardian have in common? Well, obviously, they're all engines for whitewoods. The first two you probably understand, but you might be wondering, what exactly is gateguardian doing here? Well, the answer to that question lies within the Labyrinth. Labyrinth Foreshadow to be precise. This is the gateguardian fail spell and the only reason these archetypes work together at all. Its first two effects aren't too relevant, but the third effect is what makes this combination workable at all. Once per turn, it can place one of the gateguardian pieces that is banished in your hand or in your deck into your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Notably, since this effect is a soft once per turn, if we can get another copy of it, or even the same copy back from the graveyard, say with the Abel, we can use its effect again. This means that we can get the second piece we need to get any of the 2 material gateguardian fusions out, as they can be special summoned by banishing the appropriate pieces you control. Wind and Water is actually pretty good, giving us 2 spell and trap negates, and Thunder and Wind isn't too shabby either, allowing us to search double attack, Wind and Thunder for an interruption or a removal. There's also Water and Thunder. Finally, we have the 3-piece fusion, Gateguardians Combine, which we can summon by banishing the pieces from the hand, field, or graveyard. Up to thrice per turn, it can negate and destroy cards and effects that target our cards, and honestly, it's just a nice beater that we can sometimes summon if the stars align. Of course, since this deck wouldn't work without Labyrinth Foreshadow, we're running its dedicated searcher, Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth, a monster that can discard itself to add 1 Labyrinth 4 card from our deck to our hand. The last card here is honestly just here for fun. Prey of the Jiraigumo is a continuous trap that summons itself as a monster into the same column and can destroy a monster in the same column. It's not great, but since it is searchable with Top Hat Hair, it's not the worst thing to run. As for the combo, we're mostly doing the regular Whitewoods combo, but with a slight variation if we open Labyrinth Foreshadow. To begin with, we activate Labyrinth Foreshadow and activate its effect, placing Kazejin in our spell and trap zone. From here, it proceeds as normal. Normal summon Asteria, use the effect to send Labyrinth Foreshadow to the graveyard and summon Sail from deck, which will search as Legend of the Whitewoods. We synchro summon Reselia and use the effect to send Legend of the Whitewoods to the graveyard to search for Wolves of the Whitewoods. This triggers Asteria and Legend on our graveyard, resetting it and special summoning her, which we will then use to synchro summon for Diabel. On summon, Diabel can add back the Labyrinth Foreshadow from our graveyard to our hand, which we will then activate to get the second piece of our Gateguardian. From here, we activate Sylvan in our graveyard, returning Reselia from our graveyard to the extra deck to special summon itself. Rolling summon Top Hat Hair and use this effect to set Prey of the Jiraigumo directly from our deck in the opposite extra monster zone. Now we can activate Legend of the Whitewoods to search for Reset, sending Wolves of the Whitewood from our hand to the graveyard to special summon herself and search for Rikia. Wolves of the Whitewood will reset itself, and now we can activate Rikia to special summon itself from hand. If we wanted to, here we could use Rikia's effect to send Labyrinth Foreshadow to the graveyard to draw a card. Whether we do or not, we're gonna synchro summon Tri-Edge Master and activate its effect, drawing us another card. We'll go ahead and activate the Rikia in our graveyard, returning Diabel from our graveyard to the extra deck to special summon herself, and lastly, we'll synchro summon for Barret. And finally, before we end our turn, we'll banish our Gateguardian pieces to special summon our Gateguardian fusion. If you instead wanted to end on Gateguardians combined, we can use Rikia to send the Prey of the Jiraigumo we set from our deck to the graveyard. Now we can use this effect in the graveyard to add the last piece we need from our deck to our hand, before banishing all of them to counter Q's or Gateguardians combined. As for the deck list, it's pretty much just regular Whitewoods but with the relevant Gateguardian cards. For monsters, Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth as well as the 3 Gateguardian pieces. Awful cards, but we have to run all of them. For spells and traps, we have Labyrinth Foreshadow as well as our interruptions, Double Attack Wind and Thunder, and Prey of the Jiraigumo. In our extra deck, we have the regular monsters for Whitewoods as well as the Gateguardian fusions and Top Hat Hair. And that's all you need to know about Gateguardian Whitewoods. Probably one of the worst ways to play Whitewoods, but maybe also one of the best ways to play Gateguardians. Take what you can get, I guess.